almost dropped my phone. It would have been a great way to start this whole thing. My name is Justin, and I'm 44 years old, and I have been diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease. Now, what is Parkinson's? Parkinson's is a non-curable, progressive neurodegenerative disease in the brain that is caused by the decreased dopamine levels. Dopamine is a chemical that helps motor functions, movement, and balance and steadiness, holding up a phone, apparently. Parkinson's is mostly, there's a lot of symptoms that come with it, and not everybody that gets Parkinson's gets all the symptoms, and some symptoms that I have, somebody else may never get, and vice versa. It's not a one-size-fits-all disease. Everybody's different. We're unique little snowflakes, each and every one of us. But the big ones that kind of define Parkinson's is the acronym TRAP, T-R-A-P. So the T is tremor, specifically a resting tremor. So when my hand is at rest, I will get a nice little tremor. But when I'm moving or gripping something, it's not there. Some days it's worse. Some days my whole hand will be shaking, my whole arm. Other days, especially when the medication's doing its job, it's just my finger. So resting tremor. The R in TRAP is for rigidity. I have a lot of rigidity in my elbow and my knee, specifically on my right side. So it makes moving a little bit more difficult, which the next letter in the acronym, A in TRAP, stands for akinesia or bradykinesia. Akinesia literally means no movement. So I'm not quite there yet. I haven't had any real freezing episodes. I had one day where I felt like my foot was stuck when I was walking up some stairs. But all in all, it's the bradykinesia. The bradykinesia means slow movement, which is what I have. So I do move a lot slower. And the P in TRAP stands for postural imbalance. So I have difficulty keeping my balance. I've had a couple falls, one really bad, which was actually what prompted discussions with the neurologist in the first place. Luckily, I was fine physically. I didn't hurt myself, but it was substantial enough to start the conversation. So there's a whole bunch of other symptoms that come along with it. Those are the four kind of the big ones that really kind of define Parkinson's and separates it from some of the others. Some other symptoms that I have that not everybody else has, so I can't speak to everybody, but for me, facial masking. I kind of have a blank expression on my face most of the time, which is annoying for some people. And for me, my wife will tell me some really great news, and I won't necessarily emote through my facial expressions like I should. Isn't that great news? Yeah. Why aren't you smiling? I am. I'm smiling on the inside. In my heart, I'm smiling. I can smile. I can. It's just not always an involuntary reaction like we'd see. Luckily for me, my wife lives with her facial subtitles on. She does the nonverbal speaking for us when I can't. Some other symptoms, the behavioral sleep disorder, that's a big one for us and a lot of people with Parkinson's. Dopamine is, along with those other things, it helps paralyze your body when you sleep so you don't act out your dreams, right? So you're laying in bed, you're having a dream, perfectly still. I'm laying in bed, I have a dream, and I take my show on the road for everybody to see. Sleepwalking, sleep talking, sleep thrashing, sleep kicking, sleep punching, sleep laughing, sleep giggling, sleep yelling, sleep screaming, sleep crying, everything. Yeah, there was one night when apparently I was at my back door about to go outside to fight a grizzly bear in my backyard in the middle of the night in my underwear, which would have been great for my neighbors to watch. Good old Justin doing air karate in the middle of the night. Yeah. So sleep behavior disorder is big for me. That helps contribute to some of my exhaustion, along with just the exhaustion that comes with Parkinson's, but the lack of sleep or broken up sleep really doesn't help. Let's see, exhaustion, apathy, depression, small handwriting. I get the small handwriting. I'll start writing and I'll be writing normal, and then by the end of the line, you need a magnifying glass to see what it is I'm doing. So one of the other things that I deal with sometimes is I have trouble finding a word that I'm about to say. It almost comes out as a stutter, but it's not. It's just me really trying to figure out what the next word was going to be, even though I know what I was going to say. So yeah, there's a lot of different symptoms that come with Parkinson's, and luckily though there are treatments. First step is medication, carbidopa, levodopa. I take it 4 times a day now. The very first day I took it, I was like, wowee, this is amazing. By the second day, I was in the yard playing baseball with my son and his friends. It was, you don't realize how bad you are, how bad you've gotten until you're good again. And it blew my mind. But I do take it 4 times a day. There's a schedule with it that I'm still trying to navigate, and certain things will cause my medication to wear off earlier, whether it be diet or lots of physical exertion seem to kind of run that out a little bit faster. And as the dosage starts to wane, I start to into what they call an off period. And so I have to take my medication and wait to get back on. I don't know if I'm holding with that hand. It's going to be bouncing all over the place. So medication has been great. The other form of treatment, exercise, which if you know me, I am the epitome of health and exercise hatred. I have never intentionally and purposefully gotten up to go exercise before in my life. And sadly, I'm ashamed to say that I still don't. I make all the same excuses that I made before, but I need to change that. I do know that exercise will help slow the progression of the disease and also just help with breaking up the rigidity and loosening those muscles up. And I know all this. And I know this because just as important to treatment is education. Educating yourself about the disease. Man, I was so scared the day. I was in shock until I got into my car at the neurologist's office, and then it hit me, and I was just scared, and I bawled all the way to where my wife was at, and just I was afraid that it was going. I didn't know what to expect. I knew Michael J. Fox has it, Muhammad Ali had it, and I see these people in wheelchairs and walkers. Oh no, through education, I've learned that with the right treatment, I can help slow the progression, and I can stay active as long as I possibly can. There's lots of resources out there. For me, podcasts have been great because I can listen to them while I work. There's a couple that I like. The Finney Parkinson's podcast is good. It's a great organization, but my favorite probably is Secret Life of Parkinson's, mostly because it is hosted by 2 people who also have young onset Parkinson's disease, and they not only help navigate you through the disease itself and the symptoms and the treatments and all this stuff and news about breakthroughs or setbacks or anything like that in research, but they also help kind of put into perspective what it's like to still have a day-to-day life of work and kids and schedule and bills and stresses and all these things, and how to keep that in perspective while navigating the disease. You see, Parkinson's typically hits people later in life, 70s or 80s. About 10 to 15% of Parkinson's patients are considered young onset, which is drooling. That's another, because I sometimes forget to swallow. But only 10 to 15% of Parkinson's patients are under retirement age, which is what they consider young onset. So I'm special. I'm a unique little snowflake. When I said I wanted to be in, the top 10, 15%, this is not what I meant. So be careful what you ask for. They do a great job of that, and there's humor, and they kind of bear it all, and it's a great show, definitely. And most of their episodes are really quick, so check them out. Yeah. So education has been crucial, but also support. My gosh, the amount of family support and friends and community and work and church, and find your support system. People who will not only help you, but also accommodate you when you are having difficulty. So anyway, I'm making these videos along with that guy with no muffler. This is the glass pack Parkinson's show, I guess. I don't know. So I wanted to start making this video to kind of just document my progression through this and give everybody, it be a form of information. And I hope that will maybe help somebody else who is recently diagnosed, and we can go through it together. We can be our own little support team. You and me, buddy. We got this. So again, my name is Justin. I'm 44. I have Parkinson's disease, but Parkinson's disease does not have